This is Jackson Carter with Global News Insider. Good evening, everyone. Let's dive straight into the latest developments on the U.S. economy, because today has been a turbulent day on Wall Street. Shares have slumped significantly, with the Nasdaq leading the charge downward, plunging as much as 4% at one point earlier in the day. This sell-off is largely driven by growing concerns over the impact of President Trump's trade policies on the U.S. economy. Investors are increasingly worried that a potential trade war could push the economy into a recession. Speaking to Fox News on Sunday, President Trump didn't exactly rule out the possibility of economic disruption. He said, "I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition. It takes a little time." When pressed about the market's recent downturn, he added, "We're going to have a disruption, but we're okay with that." This has left many wondering, what kind of disruption is the president referring to? And how far is the administration willing to go to achieve its broader economic goals? Our North America business correspondent, Michelle Fleury, weighs in on this. She notes that President Trump seems to be taking a different approach in his second term. "If you judge by past behavior," she says, "the president has typically responded when markets have spoken. But now, it appears that Donald Trump 2.0 is looking past the markets, and that's why we're seeing this sell-off intensify." The numbers tell the story. The Nasdaq is down over 4%, with tech giant Tesla taking one of the biggest hits, falling more than 10% today. Down more than 50% since its peak in December. The S&P 500, a broader index, is also down more than 2%. Part of the issue is that, for a long time, Wall Street didn't believe President Trump would follow through on his tariff threats. But last week, tariffs were imposed on Canada, Mexico, and China, with more expected on steel and aluminum products later this week. The president is essentially calling the markets bluff, and investors are clearly unnerved. The Dow Jones is down 2.6%, and Wall Street is heading for what could be its worst day since 2022. This downturn is rooted in the market's fear of the unknown. What happens next? Markets, whether in London, New York, or Paris, thrive on certainty, and right now, there's a lot of insecurity. The Nasdaq, heavily weighted with tech stocks, tanked by as much as 4.2% earlier today, underscoring just how rough a day it's been for U.S. markets. So, as this situation unfolds, the big question remains: how much disruption is the Trump administration willing to tolerate to achieve its economic ambitions? Only time will tell. So it's clear that Wall Street is bracing for more uncertainty ahead. Stay tuned to Global News Insider for further updates. Hit follow for real-time alerts. Jackson Carter signing off. We'll see you next time.